Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be planting some tomato plants. I'm going to be planting them in these tubs behind me because I only got like 8. So I opt to plant them in these tubs. It seems to be a little bit easier for me. The reason why I don't grow that many tomato plants because we got some Amish neighbors across the road and they have a market garden. They sell to the produce auction here where we live. And they have like probably last year they grew over 1,500 plants, and I think this year they're going to do probably a couple thousand or more. So they always have like a ton that don't make the cut because they grade them. I don't know how that works, but anyway, like about every time, because we take their tomatoes up there to the auction for them, and we end up coming back each time with like a 5-gallon bucket. So I kind of just grow them just to be growing them. I do like growing tomatoes, but anyway, I'm gonna show y'all how we do it. Now when you plant these plants, you want to bury them pretty deep. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna try and get a close-up, but all along the stem here there's little hairs, and these will actually form roots. So if you didn't support your tomato plants and they laid on the ground like that, they would actually take root across this whole thing, and you'd have new growth all over the place. So you definitely have to support them. But anyway, I like to bury them. I'll pinch this off, but I like to bury them about 2/3 up from the bottom, and all of these little, I don't know if you can see, but there's little fibers, little hair like things, and those will turn into roots, and it'll give you a lot better support. It'll get more nutrients and water. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Also, something else I like to do is mix in a little pelletized lime, because tomatoes like a lot of calcium, and if you don't have enough, if you have a calcium deficiency, you can get what they call blossom end rot, and like you'll get a tomato, but then the end of it, the bottom will rot, and your tomato is done. And if you're not careful, it'll happen to all of them. So I'm gonna mix this in. It's water soluble, so it'll mix in really good. So I'm just gonna pinch this off. I'm gonna dig down in here pretty good, and then I'm gonna get her buried. All them little hairs will take root, and you'll have a much more stable, healthy plant because of it. And it won't hurt them, I promise. So now I'm just going to go right on down the line, finish the rest of them out. Add some more pelletized lime to this one. I'll mix all that in. Like I said, it's water soluble, so it'll get mixed in real good. You should be able to pick it up at any hardware store or anywhere they sell plants and stuff. I got it at my local hardware store, or anywhere they carry like ag products, seed, and that kind of thing. Just make sure that it's pelletized, because it gets in the soil a lot quicker. I hope them little hairs that I showed y'all on the stem, I hope they show up on camera. I'm self-filming today, so bear with me. Hopefully it turns out good when we go to edit it and upload. Alright, I got them planted now. I'm going to go grab me some water, get them watered. It's definitely important to water them as soon as you get them in, because especially in my case, I've procrastinated. I've had them sitting in little containers for a couple weeks. I've been behind a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and water them in. And always don't water them overhead. You don't want the water getting on the leaves, especially this time of day to cook them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and water around them real good. Alright, there we go. Oh boy. Alright guys, I'm all wrapped up here. Just want to add a few things. Like I said, it's important, I think, to bury the plants deep, 2/3 up from the bottom of the stem. And also make sure, I mean, just it wouldn't hurt to add a little lime, little pelletized lime in there with them. Make sure they got plenty of calcium. I mean, there's other products, but to me that's a pretty cheap option. You can look at other options if you like. Also, they like a lot of phosphorus, so I'll probably be adding some of that soon. That's gonna help them out a lot. And also, when they bloom, you can get actually, like, it's for flowers, regular plants for blooms, and that'll help your fruit production. So when you start getting tomatoes on there, you can add some of that. Maybe when I do that later on throughout the growing season, I'll do a video on that too. And also, the way I'm going to support those, I'm going to put a T-post at each end of the tubs there, and as the tomato plants grow up, I'm going to weave string in between them, and that'll give them support. And as they grow up, I'll keep going probably about every 6 inches. Some people grow them in cages, but the problem with that is that you can't really prune them, because I like to prune mine, and I'll show you how to do that later as they grow bigger. And that just gives them more airflow, because you want them to have good airflow, be able to breathe. So I don't use cages on mine. And another thing too, another good reason somebody might want to grow them in these tubs or any kind of container, it ain't got to be these tubs, but they're big, I like them. You use a 5-gallon bucket. If you don't have a big piece of property, you don't have a garden, you just got, say, a patio or a deck, but you still maybe want a tomato plant or two, or even pepper plant, something like that, it's a good option. You can get you some good soil and put in there, and you can grow tomatoes on your back garden. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Appreciate y'all watching, like always. If you're not subscribed, please do. We'd appreciate it. Give us a like, and we'll see y'all next time.